Literally, a vampire girl tackles you and bites your neck, and it hard cuts. And he goes, "Well, that's one way to end that trailer."
So yeah, I don't actually know much about Resident Evil at all. I've played when I don't even know how old I must have been, like 13. I played Resident Evil 1 and 2. You know, when they first
That's
came
your
out.
only experience with Resident Evil?
I've played Resident Evil 1 and 2, and then what's the first one that's more like an action game? Is that 4?
4.
4, yeah, 4 was like where it started to.
But it was still
the
very good.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
No, so I watched people
game.
play that one. So I've seen like a good half of that game played through, and then that's the one where it's like, what are you selling? Is that the right thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you selling?
Yeah, and that's with that guy. So I know that. But yeah, I just wonder. I don't know. I don't know anything after 4, I guess.
Well, 5 was more. It was like 4, but a little
Yeah.
more actiony and co-op. The whole thing was co-op, so
Okay.
it kind of got less scary. And then 6, they went full-blown action Call of Duty game, and people hated it.
Oh, really?
So that's what made them reboot it kind of in 7. And 7's like a slow first-person scary game again.
Right.
And then 8 is supposed to be more like 7, like another slow first-person. But it's more in a village, and the rumors I've heard is that there's a constant threat chasing you, kind of like a nemesis.
Okay. Yeah, I never played 3 either. I skipped
Here
that.
it is. It's starting.
Let's do it.
3 was pretty good. It was like
Yeah, we
2,
all got
but more
TVs on us.
actiony.
That's so cool, man. I
I'm
like
gonna
that.
crank the volume of the
Oh,
desktop
here's
audio up
gameplay
for a
right
second.
here. Gameplay right off the bat.
Awesome. Alright, we're live, baby.
Whoa, I'm feeling the vibes. I love the werewolfy vampire stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hi,
Hey everyone,
Brittany.
thank you so much for joining us today, and welcome to
Hello.
our
Not only
Resident Evil
that,
Showcase.
but
I'm your host, Brittany Brombacher, here to give
Just
you
the
a
graphics
closer
are so
look
much
into
better.
what Capcom has coming up for the Resident
She's
Evil
super tall,
franchise.
that lady.
We'll be kicking things off
Ooh,
with
a
some
merchant.
brand new
They
content
just showed a
and
merchant.
an exclusive first look at Resident Evil Village gameplay that you do not want to miss.
See how
So
the
without further
VILL
ado,
is 8?
let's get started.
Clever.
Okay. Hopefully that merchant has some crazy "What are you selling?" voice again.
Hey now, think positively, all right?
So that's Ethan and
We talked about this.
what was
That's
her
the
name?
main
in the
character?
first 7?
I know.
Ethan's the main character in 7. Yeah, and that he had a wife.
Okay.
Yeah. Seems like a flashback, right?
Yeah, it seems. Yeah, it's gonna either be flashbacks or the beginning of the game.
heralds danger.
I love this already.
The bell tolls for us all. They're coming again.
Yeah, she's like
Mother
10 feet
Miranda.
tall.
I regret to inform you that Ethan Winters has escaped that fool Heisenberg. Because he is in my castle and has already proven too much for my daughters to handle. When I find him... No, Mother Miranda. Yes, of course, I understand the importance of the ceremony. I won't let you down.
She's part of the Patriots, dude.
The Lalilulelo.
Yeah.
Can someone please tell me what the hell is going on here?
No.
That's what I
Place
feel
is
like.
full of nothing but blood and death.
Ooh, the gun. I love gameplay. Yes. They're like zombies, but they're not zombies.
You gotta have the classic basement scenes.
Are they bees? What are those?
Whoa.
No, moths. Hey, there's Chris holding the baby.
Well, Ethan Winters. There you are.
You know who she reminded me of? Sarah Jessica Parker in Hocus Pocus. when she just tackles you right there at the end, the hard cut at the end.
Yeah.
All right.
Who the
all
fuck
right.
are you?
Okay.
Oh, who's this guy?
Let's see what you're really made of. Ethan Winters.
It's Keanu Reeves.
That was amazing, but I still have
He was
so
like making
many
stuff float
questions.
all around him.
Like,
Yeah.
Said,
when
let's
can
see
I
what you
pre-order
have.
this thing? Perhaps
Like-
producer Pete Fabiano has some answers for us.
Come on, Pete.
Let's see what he has to say.
Give some answers, Pete.
Hi, Pete.
Pete.
Hey everyone, I'm Pete Fabiano, producer on Resident Evil Village. When we first announced Resident Evil Village back in June, we only
She looks
mentioned
like one of the
PlayStation
characters in the
5,
game right now.
Xbox Series X. and
Oh, you're
PC.
far behind. Are you
I'm
watching
happy
Pete
to
talk
announce
yet?
we've
Yeah,
been
Pete's
working
on.
hard to bring the survival horror experience onto current generation
Oh no.
consoles as well.
Compromised.
Resident Evil Village will also be coming
I
to
feel like if you're
PlayStation
on
4
old gen,
and Xbox
it's like
One
compromising
day
the
and
quality
date
of what
with
next gen could be because
The
you're taking
PS4
time to
version
put it
can be
on old
upgraded
gen.
Right.
for free.
Or
to
even
the digital PS5
graphics.
version.
It's like, oh, we got to dumb
And the
down
Xbox
graphics
One
because that won't
version
be able to
gives you
run
free
on
access
old
to the
gen.
game on Xbox Series X through smart delivery. It's also my pleasure to tell you exactly
Whoa,
when you
that's
can
not
get your
too
hands
far.
on the game. Resident Evil Village will be
I
available
love when games are
worldwide
announced
on
and
May 7th,
released soon after.
2021,
Right.
with
So we don't
pre-orders
have to wait
kicking
3
off
years.
today. Alongside the standard edition, we have a few other options for the game. First, we have the digital
Chris
deluxe
gun.
edition, available on all platforms. Players will be able to heighten their survival horror experience.
Okay,
with
I
extra
don't like
content,
that.
Including in-game items
Did you
that
see
call
that?
back to Resident Evil
The,
7
the
Biohazard.
digital deluxe edition came
There's also a
with max
collector's edition for
difficulty,
consoles.
so you
It
pay
includes
for the
all
best
the deluxe
difficulty.
edition content,
Yeah.
as well as a
I don't like
striking
that.
figure of Chris
Mm,
Redfield,
yeah,
Give me that
a
difficulty.
steelbook case, poster, and artwork.
Yeah.
Like
And
maybe
for those
you
of
can
who haven't played the previous entry,
unlock it.
we have the Resident Evil
but
Village and Resident
like
Evil
that.
7 Biohazard bundle. This lets you get your hands on the award-winning RE7.
Sean,
while
before
you
8
wait
comes
for
out, you
Resident
should
Evil
Yeah.
Village.
do a full playthrough of
Pre-order
7.
any of these
Yeah,
editions,
it's good.
and you'll
We
be
should
able
do
to get
that.
your hands
I'll
on
play it
the
again. I
Mr.
just did it
Raccoon
not too
weapon
long ago, but
accessory
I'd totally play
and
it
the
again.
Survival Resource Pack, which will offer additional support during the first few hours of
My
gameplay.
cat is trying to touch the mouse on the
Finally,
screen.
digital pre-orders from the PlayStation Store will receive an exclusive Resident Evil Village mini soundtrack.
All right, I've been waiting for this. I know you've been
There
waiting
you
for
go.
this. It's time for the world premiere first
There
look
we go.
at Resident
That's
Evil
what we
Village
want.
gameplay. Alongside this first look, we have Pete Fabiano back to offer some insights as well. Let's take a look.
Now we're here to give you an exclusive first look at
Capture
Resident
on
Evil Village
PS5.
gameplay. Just like in Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, you'll be taking control of Ethan Winters. You'll make your way from the village to the castle.
This has Resident Evil
Players
4
will need to
vibes.
get in and search for their kidnapped
In
daughter.
what way?
As you've
Like
noticed
a
by
castle and a
now,
village.
Resident
castle,
Evil
the
Village
snow.
is
Oh, gotcha,
in
okay.
first-person perspective.
The crazy villagers.
We think
Yeah.
it really draws players into the detailed
The
world
Las
we've
Plagas.
created.
I love that. This room's really cool with the light and the staircase.
Yeah, this is awesome. Look at that freaking chandelier.
Yeah. Just reminds me of Resident Evil. Like that's always like a Resident Evil thing. You walk into like a big cool room.
Oh yeah.
You'll
The
see
This
whole,
kind of
like,
reminds me of
details
Nemesis.
come to
Doesn't
life
Nemesis
here.
kind of have a mansion?
No,
No.
Nemesis was
I'm thinking of the
the
wrong
first
game.
game had a mansion.
Or maybe it was the first game I'm thinking of.
Nemesis
The
was
team put
more
a
of like
ton
a
of effort
police
into
station
creating a
and
truly
the
authentic feel.
streets of the city.
And this looks gorgeous.
From art design to technology,
Holy crap.
everything ties in great and creates some beautiful visuals.
Are you playing it or you can?
Now it's time to meet some of the castle denizens.
Yeah, they're like moths.
As you'd
Yeah.
expect, a warm welcome's not really
Or
what's in
bees?
store for Ethan.
Oh,
to
okay.
Okay.
Whoa, were they vampires? She said man blood and pulled him away.
Now, let's take a look at him.
Damn, she is tall.
Wow.
Yep,
Wow,
yep.
Ethan Winters. You escaped my little brother's idiot games, did
I
you?
like the sisters, like the
Let's see how special you
smaller ones. They're cool.
So they're like releasing
Shifting
you
gears a
into
bit,
this
we're
castle?
finally going to show off some combat.
Yeah, he's like searching the castle for some reason. Oh, the girls did? Is that what she was
That's
saying?
what I feel like, yeah. They like captured him and then released him into the castle, and he's had to like escape.
It's not just about shooting. Guarding
good
will
block.
also be an important part of the game.
Looks a lot like that.
Each type of enemy has their own distinct way of fighting, so you'll need to
Damn.
change up your strategy to defeat them.
Yeah, the gameplay, it does look a lot like 7. Like slow walking.
Everyone knows what to do with red barrels, right?
Yay.
Some of you will remember a similar management system in Resident Evil 4. This time around, we've added crafting, which allows you to create
Fucking
items such as
crafting,
first
come
aid
on.
and ammo.
Yeah, crafting annoys me, but at least in Resident Evil it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
There's
But I like
also
the
an assortment
inventory.
of
Yeah, it's like a
weapons to
puzzle
find
to
and utilize
No, I like the
throughout
inventory.
Organize yourselves.
I always hate crafting systems because it's like, oh, we have this complex crafting system. Like, just
Yeah.
let me pick up items, dude.
I've been waiting for you,
merchant.
Mr. Winters.
How do you know my name?
Anyone has heard of the likes of you.
The merchant makes a return. This time he's known as the Duke. You'll be going to him to buy and sell weapons, amongst
You
other
can upgrade
things.
guns again, like Resident Evil 4.
The director
loved
wanted to
upgrading
give him
Oh,
a
so
unique
he's-
look,
yeah, they
and
call him the
you'll often
Duke.
find him in
Yeah.
different situations each time you encounter him. He's an interesting fella.
Aha! Aha!
Smash away with your trusty knife. There's plenty of items to find in your travels. Wait, do you hear that? And we've also got extra objectives outside of the main one.
Just like the bobbleheads.
Of course, it goes without saying that there'll be plenty of puzzles to solve for players to move forward.
I feel like him talking
and,
about the game in this way,
It's
like
not
this
scary.
gamey way, it's first of
Yeah.
all not scary and also like takes
Yeah.
me out of the game.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
He just came out of his hand. Do you get abilities like Bioshock?
It's Far Cry.
Oh, no. Okay, no, she was cutting.
I haven't cut open a man in a while. Let me string you up, slice your jugular, and just watch.
Oh, man.
Oh, they are vampires.
Well, that's.
I don't
one
know
way
if
to
you
end
guys
the
are
video.
slightly getting any sort of like
Now that we've
Metal
shown you
Gear
what's in
Snake
store
Eater
for Resident
vibes.
Evil Village,
Oh,
let's
with
take
the
a look
pain.
at the exclusive
Yeah.
PlayStation 5
But-
demo.
Maiden? Escape the dungeon. This might be an extra mode.
For this demo, players won't be playing as Ethan.
Because they had extra
But as a
modes in
character
7
we're
where it was
referring
like
to as
bonus
the
stuff, like escape within 10 minutes.
Unlike the actual game, this experience doesn't feature
No combat or blocking
even
in
blocking.
this mode?
It's basically a puzzle mode.
Or it's like a stealth mode? They can just try to hide and get out
Yeah.
without being seen? Because I'm sure as soon as you're seen, you're dead.
I mean, yeah, if you can't fight.
We're hoping to have players get a real feel for the visuals and audio as they take the Maiden on her
Today!
journey to
Demo
find her way
today!
back to the castle. And you can download the
Ooh.
I don't have a
exclusive demo
PlayStation 5.
Me
They're impossible to
either.
get a hold of.
yeah, great, yeah.
We want as many people as
Awesome.
possible
We're
to
so
get a chance to play.
lucky.
So we'll have a separate new demo available on all platforms, ready
Damn,
for
I wanna
sometime
play
this
that.
spring.
Oof.
Ooh, what are they
This
doing
year
for
marks
the
the
25th
25th anniversary of the Resident Evil franchise, with the very first game releasing in Japan back on March 22nd, 1996. Since then, the series has expanded well beyond the realm of video games. From toys and board games, to CG movies, to live-action Hollywood films, Resident Evil has become a cultural icon. Resident Evil continues to offer surprises around every corner, so let's pass it along to producer Tsuyoshi Kanda to hear more about what you can expect in 2021.
Earlier this month, we started inviting players to join a closed beta test.
Why didn't I get
The
invited?
test won't happen until later next week, but I want to use this chance to reveal more details. With the 25th anniversary of Resident Evil coming on March 22nd, we are excited to celebrate this milestone with our fans. Last September, we showed off a piece of key art showcasing some of Resident Evil's iconic characters to start the celebration. Now, I'm happy to announce what was behind that. Let's take a look.
Cell-shaded Resident Evil 2 remake?
Hey, what?
It's a filter on Resident Evil. Wait. And Claire, is this co-op Resident Evil 2?
No way.
Yeah, there's Jill, dude. Oh, it's a death match. Get out of here. Why do they always do this, man?
No way. They're shooting each other.
I mean, if they went out of their way to set this all up, though, there's got to be a Resident Evil 2 remake in the works, no?
Well, no, Resident Evil 2 remake was 2-3 years ago.
No, but is it look cell shaded like this?
No, it's very good looking.
Okay.
It looks like what the graphics we just kind of saw.
Arrowverse is one of the ways we're celebrating the 25th anniversary of the franchise.
You think this is like their second attempt at the online play?
Yes, they always try a multiplayer game mode, and every time it's
so be sure
very
to follow the
mediocrely
Resident Evil
bad.
social channels for the latest news. And check out the
I feel like if they did it like
even
Left 4
more
Dead or
details.
something, that would be fun.
That's what last Resident Evil 3 had. A Resident Evil 3 remake, which was last year, had a multiplayer mode that was kind of like that. One person was the director, and he chose when to spawn people, enemies, and the 4 people ran through. It was bad.
Really?
Oh. Yeah, it was very bad.
That's a bummer.
Some of the iconic outfits and items from the original.
Every time they do
They had
multiplayer,
like great ideas about it, but I just feel like they could have done so much better.
I would have loved if it was co-op more like Resident Evil 5.
Yes, yeah, that was fun.
5 was fun. Like, even though it kind of started.
It was
not
a very
becoming scary,
actiony, you know what I mean? But it was fun.
It was fun. What is this? RPD.
This is the Division.
The Division version of
Yeah.
Resident Evil. Where you just look around and search for stuff in the city.
But there's zombies. Instead
Oh,
of...
Hunk! Is that Hunk? It is the Division X Resident Evil. So the Division's getting outfits for Resident Evil.
Gotcha.
Yep.
皆様こんにちは。バイオハザードの映像作品
They're really promoting this on all sorts of games.
Yeah. Infinite Darkness is a 3D CGI animated film.
フル 3D CG アニメーションバイオハザードインフィニットダークネスについてお話したいと思います。ゲームでおなじみのレオンとクレアが活
They
躍
make
す
a
る
lot
物
of
語とな
films,
ってお
like
り
these
ます。
CG films.
時間軸はバイオハザード4の後
There's
の
a decent amount of
数年後のお話となっておりまして、レオンがスーツ姿でとある場所でゾンビ事件に巻き込まれます。この作品はですね、Netflix にて全世界、配信になりますので皆さんお楽しみください。
Wow, a lot's been happening, and I hope you enjoyed watching. But if you missed anything along the way, don't worry. Keep an eye on the Resident Evil social channels and official website, which will be sharing everything from today's show. As a quick reminder,
Yeah, Oily
Resident
says it
Evil
looks like
Village is
Fatal Frame
available
2.
for pre-order starting
Return of
today
the Frame.
for the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X, Xbox One,
Return of
and
the
Steam
Frame.
for PC. And don't forget, PlayStation 5 owners get a sneak peek through downloadable content available worldwide starting today. It has been an absolute honor to celebrate the amazing Resident Evil leading up to its 25th anniversary.
See, like, if I had a
with all of you across the
PS5,
globe.
I would right now be
I'm your
downloading
host,
it, and
Brittany
I'd play
Walker,
that
and
demo
thank you
later
so much
today.
for watching.
And
Until next
that's what
time.
people are going to be watching. Is a demo of that later today. That's going to be like
The game
top
though,
screen.
the cell-shaded deathmatch, just seems like a mobile game.
Not
you know
into,
what I mean?
Yeah, not into it.
Yeah.
So if you put that on loop, Sean, and just mute it.
Yeah.
Or something, and then we could just talk about it. But Resident Evil 8 looks great.
Okay.
I
First
didn't
of
really
all,
like any of the
Yeah,
other
I don't think we need any other information. We don't need anything else. That's all we need. This. Okay.
Literally,
Resident Evil 8.
the vibes I'm getting from 8, the vibes just feel like 4.
yeah, people
Just
are
like
saying
I
where's
said.
Resident Evil? On the chats, people are saying where's RE4? Where's RE4? Like in the
Yeah,
actual YouTube chats.
it's been rumored that
Yeah,
RE4 is being remade.
Yep.
I mean, they've just been doing one per year. Is that not right?
Yeah, Resident Evil 2 was 2018.
And
or
Dino
19.
Crisis was supposed to be remade.
Yeah, that's rumored. That's rumored. But 3 was last year, and so yeah, Resident Evil 2 remake was 2019.
You
Resident
did
Evil
miss
3
it,
remake
Dan. Yes, you did.
was 2020. 20.
Okay.
But I don't.
Okay, so what I started doing was I started doing a playthrough of Resident Evil 3. Like I started a complete new game.
Mhm.
I'm gonna do it and try to do it in some sort of an order, as far as what I can get on my PC right now. As far as 3, Trace, if you want to do a playthrough of 2, I would totally watch that anytime. You know me, man.
I mean,
Resident Evil, Bowl of Fruit Loops.
I can
Rosie
speed run
Tosie.
2 and beat it in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To answer Dan's question, yes, it does look really good. They just
Yes.
basically the problem, like we're kind of underwhelmed because they showed this great game and then showed us a bunch of underwhelming things afterwards that
Oh
nobody
yeah,
cares
it was
about.
super
So
like.
I feel like it took me like it took the
download
wind out
this
of my sails. I was like,
thing.
"Oh, this is really
Yeah.
cool," and then I was like,
What took the wind out of my sails was the guy announcing over the game, and it's like bees are stinging you,
Yeah,
and
he's
he's
like,
shooting, and a zombie's chasing
"And
you.
of course there'll be
and then
so many fun puzzles to." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Dude,
And
you're
then
taking me out of the game."
literally, a vampire girl tackles you and bites your neck, and it hard cuts, and he goes, "Well, that's one way to end that trailer."
Yeah.
It's like
this
Yeah,
did not remind you of like when they announced the Wii though. Initially, they're like, "Well, you get to use the nunchuck as a sword." It's like,
Yeah, I'd rather they not gamify the
yeah,
trailer.
the trailer.
Yeah.
But I mean, even the vibes of Resident Evil is supposed to be creepy and
Yeah.
scary, and they're like, "Hey, look what you can do!"
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we get
But-
a kitty cam in there? What do they think? What do the audience in kitty cam
Oh, I don't have the other
think of
one
this?
set up. No one, no one's
okay.
even in here. Oh, I have one over there.
Yeah, I
Next
don't know.
time we'll have kitty cam up, and they'll tell us their opinions on Resident Evil. There you go.
Yeah, we definitely, I don't know. I will definitely play that game. It looks very good. And as somebody who doesn't play Resident Evil games and who has only played the first 2 literally 15 plus years ago, I have to imagine, it does make me interested in the game. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone
I'll check
said
it out. And I mean,
Outbreak.
I might,
Yeah.
if they have that bundle with 7 and 8, I might just get that together. And we could.
That's
we
what
could
they were
do that.
saying. Yeah, if you get the digital edition or something,
Yeah.
it comes with 7 and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I might end up doing that and just doing a playthrough of both, just because I've never played them.
Yeah. I mean,
Yep.
7's like almost like a soft reboot.
Yeah.
So you don't really need to know what happened in 4 or 5 or 3 or 2 or
Right. It's
anything.
different characters and
Yeah.
everything.
It's a different character. Like something happens where, like, yes, like there are overarching characters and overarching stories that are happening. Like if
Right,
you know
yeah.
who this person is, or if you know who that person is, you'll understand more. And the DLCs for 7 were really cool too.
Right.
Yep.
And then I'm sure 8, because like I said, in
It gave
8
me like the
trailer,
Saw vibe. I think 7 had like the very much like
Yeah,
a Saw
yes, yeah.
vibe to it, which is cool.
Yeah.
They
Hey,
introduced
there's
new
Kitty Cam.
characters that, and then they kind of how they tied in the Resident Evil series all together was kind of like you didn't expect it. It felt like a completely separate thing, and
Right.
then at the end they were like, "Oh, bam, this is part of another project." And they were kind of touching on that with the Resident Evil 4 series. When they went to Spain, you're like, "Why is he in Spain?" That as soon as you start the game, and he's like, everyone got dispersed and sent to different places to try to figure out how to stop the pretty much the world pandemic and the evilness around as far as different companies besides Umbrella. There
That
was
that was 6 or that was 5 and 6. Wasn't
yeah,
it?
I thought it was 4, 5, and 6 were all kind of touching on that initially.
4 was yeah, I guess 4 was more like, hey, go get the president's daughter.
Yeah.
I see the thing I think that took me out of 4 and why I never really, I mean, I kind of skipped 3 because I don't know why I just never bought it, and I don't think I knew anybody that had it, so I never played that. But that seemed kind of straightforward. And then 4 kind of took me out of the game. The thing I didn't like, and maybe this was 5, was the thing where something happens and you have to react by pressing square quickly enough.
Oh yeah, cutscene. Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
don't
running
like
away
that.
from a
Like
boulder.
that's not
That was-
fun to me.
Yeah, that was big at that time. Like
Yeah,
in
everybody
gaming.
was doing it.
And then Resident Evil 4 was like all about it. And
Yeah.
I completely agree. They kind of got rid of those.
Like every cutscene was that. So I don't know when they took that out. I don't know if they had that in for like 6 and whatnot.
It was
but-
yeah, it was in 5. It was a little bit in 6, and then games kind of just stopped doing it in general, so they stopped doing it.
Right.
Yep. I gotta say though, as far as like this particular game coming out, I
Right.
had so much fun playing 7 that I think that this one will be just as good. At least I hope that it'll be just as good.
I mean, it looks great. So
It looks good. Yeah, it looks pretty good.
It is what it is.
Sean, I can send you a link to one that you could loop if you want.
Yeah. I'm trying to pull it up. Yeah, send me a link.
But like I said, in that trailer, I saw Chris standing there holding a baby in the castle. It looked like maybe it was in the front door of Ethan's house.
Right.
But why would Chris? They've kind of been like, even the original trailer for this that came out last June, they kind of painted Chris as a bad guy.
Okay.
Which is kind of weird.
Yeah, well, you know that statue. You know how they showed like, oh, you get a statue if you get this collector's edition box.
Mhm.
They still hit just the way he's standing and the way he looks. It still seems like he's gonna turn bad for some reason.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
I don't want to ruin it for Sean because he hasn't beaten it, but there's stuff that happens at the end of 7 that makes you question Chris.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Did you link me with the?
I'm gonna
you did?
link it here in Discord, and then it's in general in Discord, and the video starts at 58 minutes and 52 seconds.
All
So
right.
58,
Give
52.
me 1 sec. There we go.
Got it up.
Whoop. 58, 52. All right.
Franchise.
I'll put it at just a lower volume.
Yeah, just mute it or something, or lower volume.
Yeah. Huh? Yeah, I don't
But
know.
yeah.
I mean, I'm interested. We'll go there.
Yeah, I like the vibes. I like the castle vampire-y.
Yeah.
I like the witches. They seem like witches. I like the style of the witches, and then outside it seems like in the castle you deal with the witches, and outside of the castle you're dealing with like wolf men, like werewolf men.
Right.
Here, if we're looking again,
do you think that? And I don't remember the timeline. Was this series inspired by, the Silent Hill?
they kind of came out around the same time. I think actually Resident Evil was first, and then Silent Hill
Resident Evil was
Okay.
definitely first. Yep.
Yeah.
Do you remember Parasite Eve? That almost had.
Yeah,
the
dude, I
same
just
vibe.
watched
Yeah,
the full
yeah,
playthrough
yeah.
of that just like the other day.
Yep.
It
That's a great game,
Square
actually.
Enix's.
That was a RPG though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Square
it
Enix.
was pretty cool, man. I enjoyed it. The second one was a little bit more actiony, but Parasite Eve had the same vibes
Right.
as like Resident Evil, just
That,
more RPG.
that was like Square Enix's answer to
Yep.
Capcom. But in this, like, I don't know, it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty cool. It looks a lot like 7. I just didn't like the extra stuff they were showing.
Yeah.
Like that multiplayer. I don't know why they haven't learned yet, but literally every multiplayer they've come out with has flopped within like a few weeks to a month.
I feel like
Every time.
game company feels like they need to do multiplayer.
Because
don't-
they want to keep you playing their game until the next game comes out.
Yeah, I almost feel like single player games are, kind of not as popular as these multiplayer games coming out, where people are just like getting loot boxes and they're capturing their attention by continuing playing.
I guess I just don't understand, like, what benefits them if I'm playing their game longer or shorter, if I'm not paying any more money.
Because your brain's on them instead of other games,
And then I'm more likely to buy the next one.
I guess.
I just don't understand, like, what's the incentive to spend a few $1 million making a multiplayer game that is probably not going to be great, in the off chance that you're going to capture those people. I don't know.
Yeah.
And just
Somebody
I think
in there-
it's also
in the-
a way to make money. Like, there's not much
Yeah.
single player DLC that they can really pump out. Like, just think if there's a single player DLC for Call of Duty. And
oh,
it's
so
like,
you're saying they do it to charge for DLC for these?
they do it because it's a constant revenue. If there's loot boxes or like some type
Right,
of
right.
system to buy outfits, an infinite amount of outfits, it's like
Yeah, I
they're
guess I
gonna-
didn't think of it that way.
it's like a mobile kind of. I think that guy here. I don't know if the video we just watched, the guy that walks out and
At the
the
end.
stuff starts floating and he's got long hair and glasses and a hammer.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
he's the same guy that if you watch in the video, when there's a few wolfmen running and he's like
Here, hold on.
20 feet tall behind them. I think that's him just transformed.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right. It's the same hammer.
It's the same hammer. See, look at him here.
Mm-hmm.
Hammer, long coat. He's got a hat and he's got long hair, and
Right.
like a beard. Now, later when we see it later, when he's got Wolfman running around, I think it's just him transformed.
That makes sense. I was wondering what that giant, beast of a man was.
I think he might be it's rumored. I have no clue if this is actually a mechanic, but it was rumored that there was like a nemesis type character that chases you throughout the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if it's him.
Okay.
Like he'll come out and push you.
Yeah.
Because he seems like unbeatable when he's huge.
Yeah.
Yep.
Skip forward a bit.
But yeah, I don't know.
What?
And
What? Why? What is that? Why is there a bobblehead?
Oh, the bobbleheads? These guys?
that was in
They're Mr. Everywheres. They're kind of a new
Okay.
thing. Kind of like
in Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake. Was it in 3 remake? Yeah.
yes. Yep.
They were the collectibles.
Okay.
They
were
started. Yeah.
They were the
started
stuff.
out as,
In this video they showed like a wicker horse that he shot, and it was like boom, collectible found.
Yeah.
Those were the collectibles of Resident Evil 2
Okay.
and 3 remake.
So you think on the bottom right that's going to be his emo record?
The tragedy of Ethan Winters.
It's gonna be him playing guitar.
Ethan's emo record. Yeah.
See, that I do not like. Right, max difficulty. So in the deluxe edition,
so that
trauma
is
pack,
messed up.
you get you get a difficulty. I don't like that.
Yeah.
He's gonna do a
I'm
cover
okay
Joel
with
song,
difficulty being locked to beating the game, even on a certain difficulty.
Wait,
but
safe room music. Sorry, my dog. Look, that one had safe room music.
I think
as
it's
well.
I think it's just music, like it's digital music.
I'm sure
no?
when you're in the safe room, it's just a different song playing.
Yeah.
Like you could have maybe Resident Evil 2.
Yeah,
safe
like
room
the
music playing
classic,
or something.
like
Yeah.
switch between the classic ones or the newer ones because they were all kind of different songs and they're all. All right. Side note: whenever you did go into a save room, it gave you that feeling of like I am safe in here.
Right. Yeah.
Nothing can touch me because as soon as you leave that room, it's just horror game all day.
Right.
But I miss that feeling of Resident Evil where you get in and it's a survival horror, like not so much action game, but like you have 5 bullets in your gun. You got to get from point A to point B without getting killed by zombies.
Especially in 7, like because 7 was a scary reboot because 4 kind of got action, 5 was action, 6 was action. When 7 pulled it back to being scary, safe rooms were safe again. You were like, oh, I'm in here. It's like, do I want to push that door open and go back out there right
and
now?
then you can kind of like collect yourself, and then when you decide you're ready to start going back out there.
Yeah.
You're
And Sean,
making a
right there
decision.
though, the collector's edition is the one you'd have to buy to get 7.
I thought it was the next. Oh,
Oh, wait.
includes-
Oh, no.
No, it's the
Okay,
next
it
one. It's the
says
next one.
Resident
What
Evil
is box?
Yeah,
You get box.
Box.
It does look kind of cool, but I bet it's just
Oh,
a
but
piece
here,
of cardboard.
If you notice though, in the previous page it said deluxe edition and then it
Yeah.
said trauma pack.
Yeah.
If you look right here, it says trauma pack code.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure the trauma pack is purchasable DLC as well. So you probably
Yeah.
don't even. So the max
So here's the bundle.
difficulty. Oh,
That's the
so
bundle.
how do you get that? Just
It
a
doesn't.
bundle.
Yeah, they just announced that they're going to have a bundle, but they didn't specify anything else.
It's linked together.
But usually when there's a pack, when it says trauma pack or whatever pack or this pack, you could still purchase it on the side if you don't get the deluxe edition. So
Right.
max difficulty still sucks that you have to pay for it, but it looks like it's a pack.
Like this
See-
kind of stuff too. I don't like this. Is if you pre-order, they give you stuff in the game that makes it easier.
Yeah.
Like I would
Yeah.
never want to use that. I feel like
some
oh,
games
that's
are
cheating.
smart though. Some games are smart, and when you start a new game, it's like, do you want to activate this or not?
Okay, yeah,
So you could like choose like I don't want the bonus stuff.
gotcha. I hope they do that because I don't. I always feel like if I play a game, I want to play it at its like core.
Yeah.
I don't want to have extra bonus stuff that other people aren't getting and stuff like that.
Yeah. They've done that in Resident Evil for a while. Even Sean, even if you don't play 7, I mean, you should probably play 7 through to understand what 8's going to be. I'm sure they're going to link together because you're both
Yeah.
Ethan. But even if you want to just play like Resident Evil 2 remake all the way through or Resident Evil 3 remake all the way through, they're really good games too, and they just came out like last year.
Okay.
Yep.
I think 2
They
is
are.
better than 3 though. 3 I didn't like.
I gotta agree. I mean, 3 is like entertaining, but
Yeah.
it's just no 2. 2
It
had
feels-
had the most original feel to
Resident Evil 3 remake feels like a DLC to Resident Evil 2 remake.
Right.
It feels shorter and less put into.
Right.
Look how cool this is when he's walking in here with this gameplay. Look at that. Look at that room.
Look at the chandelier.
I know.
It looks beautiful. The lighting.
Just imagine something chasing you through this room.
Yeah. The candlelight's really cool. And
Put a ton of effort into creating a truly authentic feel. From art design to technology.
that just looks
everything
gorgeous.
ties in great.
Yeah.
That looks like
really
a really fluffy, nice chair.
I think you're probably 5 seconds ahead of me. The chair.
Yeah.
Just popped up.
Now it's time
Yeah,
to
the
use
the old Victorian chairs.
Yeah, big fluffy.
So, what do you think? All right, so without spoilers, Trace, what do you think happened from the end? You know, do you think
Are you
they
gonna be able to do this without
transported him
spoilers?
here? Yeah, I'm
Nah,
gonna try.
yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
can't.
try.
I don't think you
think they
can.
transported him? I'm not gonna say who or what, but
Look at her at the bottom. Her bottom jaw though. It's all bloody, like she's bit.
Yeah.
someone. She's definitely like vampire-ish.
Yeah, I think I don't know if like just kind of like with other stuff in Resident Evil, like they don't always call them zombies. I don't know if they do
Yeah.
that or not.
Zombie. It was called monster until.
Monsters.
Why are you doing that? She's just shaking. She's shaking a bag next to me.
We're finally gonna show off some combat.
Jeez, she's shaking a bag right next to my head.
To what end?
She's like, I got groceries in the car.
But yeah, I don't even remember what the hell was I saying. I don't remember.
The monsters and stuff. In Resident Evil, like,
yeah.
I think like 0 and 1 and 2, they kind of called them monsters, but they kind of started calling them zombies.
Well, it seems like they kind of made their own version of zombies, and this might be like their own version of vampires.
yeah. Oh, he looks like he turns into like a giant werewolf guy.
Yeah, I think he's Werewolf Boy.
Yep.
And then he's got.
So I mean, I think it seems like their own version of werewolves, their own version of
This time around,
vampires, and their own version of
Yeah,
zombies.
yeah. Like tweaked a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I mean, the crafting, I don't mind the crafting. You find an herb, you kind of like you can use the herb to probably heal, 20% of your health. Or right there, it showed like a chemical liquid or something.
Right.
So you mix an herb with chemical liquid, maybe you make like a full health out of it. Which I'm all right with putting that stuff together and doing.
No, that's fine. I just don't like when it's like, okay, here's you found 3 pieces of string and a piece of metal.
like rust and stuff.
Well,
You
yeah,
make an
and it's like,
axe.
hey, look, you made an axe out of some string. Like, what the? What
I
are you
don't think-
talking about? That's not
Resident
how
Evil's
life
had-
works.
Yeah, they've had crafting to this extent before, I think.
Yeah, I think like in games when you mix herbs together to make a healing potion, that's fine. If you're mixing, if you're making a sniper scope out of,
out of paper and grass.
Exactly.
I like this that they're showing with the merchant. They showed
Yeah.
like when you could buy like blueprints from him, and then the blueprints are like upgrades you put into your guns.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, like I hope it's more like Resident Evil 4's upgrade system, because once you upgrade a gun fully, every gun had one special perk. So like, I think it was like the basic gun. You could obviously put points into everything, damage,
Right.
reload speed, and all that stuff. Once you hit max on all of them, one extra little token popped up on the side, and you turned it, you clicked on it, and upgraded it fully, and the bullets were fire bullets.
No, that's cool.
So it's like, I hope that's kind of back to that, like, oh, that gun's fire gun. Now this gun turns into a 3-shot burst if you fully upgrade it. And
Or
stuff.
acid rounds, or
Yeah.
any of those classics too. That'd be pretty sweet.
This was the part of the video that took me completely out of it. It's like, wait,
When he's
did you
like,
hear
look
that?
for collectibles.
He's
Yeah.
like, we've also got extra objectives. Like, yeah, it's a game. Like, that's generally
Yeah.
it's not.
It's
you
objective.
guys do
And
that.
this isn't
Yeah,
the weird
they're
thing for them to
Plenty
do that
of puzzles to solve. Like, okay, that's how games work.
And the weird thing for them to
Generally.
do that is, that's not new.
Right, that's what I'm like. Of course,
Resident
yeah.
Evil's done
Resident Evil
that.
will be like Resident Evil. Yes, we get it.
We've had things we've had to shoot for the past like 5 games. We've had little bobbleheads to shoot and stuff. Look at this part. Is he get look one that just came out of his hand,
Yeah.
Yep.
and another one came out of his hand. Like, was it in him when he got stung? Did they burrow themselves inside of you and then just come out, and that's what hurts?
Yeah, it probably takes
I guess
damage.
that's how it does damage.
It's like a poison effect. Almost
That's
like
one
the,
way to end the video.
Yeah.
Um,
That's
Anyway,
one
yeah,
way
like,
to end the video.
but yeah.
They shouldn't have brought it like that.
Oh, you goofuses.
This
No,
guy.
but it's good. They did a good job. It's a good game.
I agree. All right.
All right.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All I gotta say is let's just get a stream going of like Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3 remakes, and then maybe we can hit up 7.
Yeah.
I say let's do a group stream like this, where all three of us are here, but one of us is playing the game. Like Sean hasn't played them.
Oh
Yeah.
God, I'm bad
Yeah,
though.
I'm down. I am
I'd
down
rather
to
just watch you guys
Yeah.
play.
No,
Dude,
no.
I will get my Rosy Tozy gear on, some Fruit Loops and Fruity Pebbles. And
Yeah,
sit
man,
here and-
Sean, we'll get you. I think what we should do is get Resident Evil 2 remake.
Right.
You should play through it. It's short. You could do it in like 6 to 7 hours.
Okay.
Resident Evil 7. So I think Resident Evil 2 for fun, Resident Evil 7 to get cut up for 8.
Yeah.
And Alex and I will just sit here and watch you play and comment on what you're doing.
All right. I'll do
I think
it.
that would be fun.
I'll make it happen.
All right, let's do it.
All right, we'll do it.
That sounds good.
Okay, bye everyone.
All right. See you later. Bye.
Yeah. Well, we're looking forward to Resident Evil. Let's
Whoop,
get
whoop.
it.
More Resident Evil.